Hey, good morning, dear family, and welcome as we look at more Lenten devotions. This week we're going to do through music. This is a sort of form that I used when I was serving as music minister, and I thought this might be just a nice change of pace for the day. So I'm sitting at our piano in the fellowship hall, and we're going to look at some different themes that we can use during Lent and end with Holy Week, since that is coming upon us so quickly. We're going to start with two hymns from the new hymnal that we have in the ELCA called All Creation Sings. It's beautiful, just this deep, rich purple color. And so it has lots of great new hymns, hymn texts, I should say. There's a lot of melodies that are already familiar to us with new hymn texts. We've used these a few times. I've thrown a couple of these hymns into our Sunday morning worship. And so I thought, let's just start off with this new resource. So we're going to start with a piece called As the Winter Days Grow Longer. This is to the tune of a Welsh hymn. It's a Welsh hymn tune, Siagan, I think is how it's pronounced. It was first recorded in around 1800, so it's been around quite a bit. The text is written by Mary Louise Bringle, who is professor of philosophy and religious studies at Brevard College and is still living and working today. And so here we have an old hymn tune, Siagan, Welsh hymn tune, with a new hymn text, As the Winter Days Grow Longer. As the winter days grow longer, drawing short the hours of night, as our eager expectation waits for Easter's dawning light, yearning people, here we gather, turning watchful eyes to you. God who blesses earth with springtime, shine within our world anew. As the vines burst into blossom, fragrant in the morning air, lifting spirits with their sweetness, luring hearts to thankful prayer. Lenten people, here we gather, seeking life's refreshed from sin. God who blesses earth with springtime, bloom within our hearts again. As we journey through this season, pilgrims through a thirsty land, quench us with your living presence, guide us with your loving hand. Wandering people, here we gather, called to rest along our way. God who blesses earth with springtime, grant us Sabbath joy this day. It's a great tune, I think, and great text that Mary Louise has set here. And so we're going to hold on to that theme of springtime for the moment, and we're going to go to something that's a hymn that's maybe not so Lenten in flair, but it speaks to the joy that we celebrated last week when this past Sunday, when we celebrated Laetare Sunday. This is a Swedish hymn. It's called Summer Psalm, and you'll understand why when you hear the text. But the text was written by Carl Viersen, who lived from 1842 to 1912, and then was translated by Carolyn and Kenneth Jennings, who were important music people in the life of St. Olaf College for many years. And so here we have this Swedish hymn, "The Earth Adorned in Verdant Robe." That is a new hymn to me even, but I love that flowing line. The earth adorns in a verdant robe. It just lends itself to joy and sunshine and happiness, doesn't it? The next hymn is one that we are probably very familiar with. It's written by Isaac Watts in 1707. And who served as an English congregational minister in England, of course. And so this is a hymn that most of us know. When I survey the wondrous cross, it's to the tune of Rockingham Old, which was written by a Mason to this. But so the English know it as When I Survey the Wondrous Cross, which is the tune that we have it here. That's the tune in England. The tune for America is that Rockingham Old, When I Survey, which was the tune in the LBW. So here we have When I Survey, written by Isaac Watts. I would say. And so we're going to move on to Palm Sunday. This first one is German tune. Ellekom is, or Ellekombi, I think, is the tune name, and it is a text written by Jeanette Threlfall. Hosanna, loud Hosanna. It mimics the words that we proclaim at the beginning of Palm Sunday service. So the opening of this, you're going to notice the first two verses talk about Palm Sunday in the past tense, and then when we get into the third verse, it's the current present tense of welcoming Christ in our hosannas. And so there's that interesting juxtaposition between past and present tense that the author uses in this text. So here we have Hosanna, loud Hosanna. Air, if you will, compared to all glory, Lord, and honor, which in and of itself is a great hymn. The tune to that is German as well. Welle will ich dir geben is the tune to the traditional Palm Sunday text. This next one is a text that is familiar to some. It was a text in the LBW. It's a text in the ELW, the Evangelical Lutheran Worship, but the tune, I'm not fond of the tune in either of them, and so here's a version of Ride On in Majesty. It is a music by John Dykes with a text by Henry Millman from about 1827. Both are in the 1800s composed. This is a 19th century Palm Sunday text, so it's somebody that's standing outside of the event, looking in then as coming from those participating in the actual event. So you've got a different view of the Palm Sunday procession on this. So here we have Ride On in Majesty. Ride on in majesty, our call the tribes hosannas cry. Thy humble beast pursues Then take, O God, thy power and reign, the text that we proclaim on Palm Sunday. And so I hope that this was just a different way for you to enter into devotion during this Lenten time. We've got one more week, not quite sure what we'll do next week, but we will be preparing for Palm Sunday, for Holy Week, and getting ready for that excitement that comes with it, the grief, and then of course the excitement on Easter Sunday. So I hope that you have a blessed rest of your day. It's an April Fool's Day, but the sun doesn't seem to be fooling us too much today. And so have a great day, and we'll see you next week when we get together again. Bye-bye, dear friends.